Remember, nothing can ever justify domestic violence. A drunk man stumbled home behind the wheel late at night, tripping and falling the second he stepped out of the car. In his inebriated haze, he thought he'd plunged into a puddle and thrashed around madly, desperate to claw his way back up. After a clumsy struggle, he staggered up the stairs, fumbled the door open, and a wave of dizziness and disorientation washed over him instantly. He couldn't hold it in any longer, vomiting up the entire seafood feast he'd eaten that night. The only sound in the quiet living room was the drone of the TV news as he wiped his face, trying to sober up, when suddenly he spotted a tiny mouse in blue slippers creeping toward him timidly. He jumped in terror, tumbling to the floor, and when he stared hard, he saw the mouse cowering there, looking meek and frightened. He scrambled to his feet, grabbed whatever was within reach, and started attacking the little creature. The mouse scurried back in fear but didn't run away, just huddled in a corner. Furious that the mouse kept staring at him, the man grabbed a soda bottle and hurled it at the animal. But still, the mouse didn't flee. It just let out a pitiful squeak, as if trying to rouse the man from his stupor. Snapping with rage, the man grabbed a basin, covered the mouse with it, weighted it down with heavy objects, then collapsed into a chair and passed out dead drunk. Outside, wind howled and rain lashed the windows. A clap of thunder jolted the man awake. Opening his eyes, he saw a big mouse in an apron beside the freed little mouse. The big mouse was trying to drag the man off the floor and back onto the chair, but without a second thought, the man lunged at it, clamping his hands around its neck, beating it to the ground and kicking it mercilessly until it lay motionless, knocked out cold. The man hauled the unconscious big mouse toward the door, and the little mouse clung to the leg of a stool, petrified, but when it saw its mother being dragged away, it darted forward and clung to the man's leg, only to be kicked flying across the room. Hearing her child scream of pain, the big mouse dragged its injured body over and hurried the little mouse back to the bedroom. Fuming that the mice had dared to run from him, the man felt his so-called authority had been challenged. He charged at the bedroom door, smashing it open, yanked the cowering pair out, and beat them within an inch of their lives, hurling the unconscious little mouse across the room before grabbing the big mouse again and pummeling it relentlessly. As his blows rained down, their shrill squeaks slowly morphed into human cries for help. Oh, they were never mice at all. They were human beings, a mother and her child trapped in the nightmare of domestic violence. This is a recording of a true story. When the long night passed, everything seemed to fall silent again, but the scars left by the abuse would linger on their bodies and in their hearts forever. When the man finally woke up, he stared at the mess strewn across the floor, at the shattered pieces of their family portrait, and in that moment, he remembered the happy, loving home he once had, a home he had destroyed with his own two hands.